YouTube crew, it is Multiplier here to give you some more music industry advice. And this video is focused in on something called social proof. I'll give you a few very specific examples and applications of this in a few minutes time for the music industry. But first of all, let me explain the theory. Now, the theory is a theory of conformity, a biological predisposition or tendency for someone to do what other people are already doing. For example, let's say you're at a live comedy show and maybe the comedian tells a joke about a penguin. You might not necessarily find the joke about the penguin very funny, but if the whole room just starts to laugh, if it starts to make some sort of laughing, loud crowd noise, then chances are you'll start to at least have a bit of a laugh yourself. You'll kind of do it, even if you're not laughing sincerely, you'll kind of go along with it. And that's all because of this idea of conformity. Another example, again, something that's been scientifically proven, someone's much more likely to sign a petition if there's already signatures on that petition. Because of this idea, social proof, conformity, a biological predisposition to do what other people are already doing. There are literally hundreds of examples that have been scientifically proven, so when you maybe get a free half an hour or so, do have a Google for social proof examples. But how does this apply to the music industry? How can you apply this principle? Let's say you're emailing a promoter. You're emailing a promoter, trying to get that promoter to book you to play their particular show, their gig, their rave, whatever it is. Which of these two different emails do you think would work better? Hi, my name is Barry. Can I play your show? Or, hi, my name is Barry, I have the following nights available in August, the 3rd, the 9th, the 22nd and the 23rd. Chances are the second one is much more likely to get you booked, and that's because of social proof. The implication here is that on those other days in August that you're not free because you're being booked by other promoters. And therefore, consciously or subconsciously, the promoter's thinking, I should book this person too, because these other people are already booking them. It's social proof. Now be clear here, under no circumstances should you actively lie or actively mislead the person you're emailing. It's not about misleading or tricking or lying to the person you're trying to persuade. It's more about presenting yourself in the best light possible. It's exactly like a CV or a press release. On your CV, say, you're not going to actively lie and say you've done all these other jobs that you haven't done, or say you have all this experience that you haven't done. But what you will do is take all your previous experiences and present them in the best way possible. It's really important, trust me here. I mean, to give you an example, let's say you convince a promoter to book you to play their show off the back of misinformation. I don't know, let's say you get booked to be headline slot for a 2,000 person venue. So if you're headline slot for a 2,000 person venue, then presumably you're going to be drawing a big percentage of the crowd. That's why you're headliner, and that's why you can ask for a lot of money. However, if you can't draw a crowd because maybe it's the wrong city for you, or maybe you just simply don't have the audience yet, then the promoter's going to lose money. You've also had a bad show because the crowd wasn't big enough to get the energy going. And importantly, you might not get booked in that city for quite a long time because most of these promoters know each other, and because they all talk to each other and go to each other's nights, if you headline one show and you don't draw a crowd and the venue's pretty much empty, then other promoters won't want to book you, will they? Because you're not going to draw a crowd for their event either. Let me give you another specific example. So let's say you're sending a demo to a label, trying to get that label to sign your new EP or your new single, whatever it is. Instead of emailing, here's my demo, link, try instead something along the lines of, hi, my name is Barry, I'm trying to find the right label to release my new EP. The implication here is that you might have a few different options available, you might have a few different labels that are already interested in the release, and therefore, using the social proof concept, the person listening is much more likely to want it because presumably, at least that's the implication, other labels want it too. Social proof. Makes sense. As I say, there's a ton of information out there about social proof, different examples where it's been scientifically proven, and also different ways you can use it in the real world. So do have a Google and get creative. You'll definitely need to get creative if you're, say, quite new to producing and might not have many social proof clues that you can allude to in your emails, but that's the idea. Social proof, and at least 2 examples specific to the music industry. I have been Multiplier, and I will conclude this video not by catching you on the flippity flip, although I will catch you on the flippity flip, but instead by getting out of my chair and walking away, because I think that'll be a nice visual representation that our discussion has come to an end. So I will do exactly that. See you next time. Flippity flip.